What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be ranking the best Galaxy Opals in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. Before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 240,000 subs by the end of this month. We're going to be close. We are definitely going to be close. So if you guys like this content, enjoy my team, the game mode, and want to learn more about it, this is the best place for that. But anyway, now let's get on to it. So, here we have it. All of the, well, most of the best opals. I may have forgot one or two. And again, that always kind of happens. We've got quite a few of these to go through as well. Okay. Dantley, you stink. Dantley's so bad. And I know in one of his videos, Ty said it to me that he just goes, he said that if this card was like 2K MT, I would have him rated higher. He wouldn't be on, if he was a 2K, obviously he's an opal. If this was a 2K MT Ruby, he wouldn't be on any of the list. He would be a garbage man of a Ruby. Like, let's just have a look at this. Let's just have a look at this right here. So, we got Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley and Lou Hudson's the same. They're both absolute garbage men. 15 half badges, doesn't really matter that much. Look at his stats, like mediocre defense, no range extender, gold clamps, and his dribble sigs, Pro 3, base 18, which is Manu base, which is unusable. He's literally just like Aaron Aflalo. I'll take Aaron Aflalo over him. And Aaron Aflalo doesn't make any of my lists. I still would have Aaron Aflalo in overall. He's not even good enough to make the list. Then we got Andre Iguodala, B. I'm going to put Iguodala in B tier in terms of just overall cards that opal tier. Good card. I'm not in love with his release. If you want to put him in A tier, that's perfectly fine. If you want to put Iguodala in A tier, I'm not going to disagree, but I don't think anyone can have him lower than B. Like, I'm probably as low as anyone on this card and have him in B. AKS. AK so good. Man, if AK could Curry slide, he's the best card in the game. Or, yeah. Yeah, I reckon for a certain type of player, he could be the best card in the game if he could Curry slide. He's probably the third best card. The fact that he's potentially the third best card that came out in the set yesterday. When we got Giannis and we got Giannis, we got Kareem as 1 and 2. Like, he's in that conversation with Dark Matter T-Mac, who I put as the number 2 ranked card in the game, or as 2 ranked Dark Matter. Like, you can argue that the 4 best cards in the game came out yesterday, and the AK is one of those 4. Based on the best defender, unreal. Bogue, as far as opals go, E tier. He's E tier. He's a bad opal. Not awful, but as far as opals go, he's awful. He's awful for that tier. Jameson B. He's still chicken man. He still doesn't miss very often, and he does have that Hall of Fame D-Pucks badge, which is very overpowered. Again, a really nice shooter. He's good at what he does. He's not a great card right now, just overall, because there's a lot of cards that do what he does, but just way better. But he is still very good at what he does. I don't think anyone can deny that. Then we got Anthony Davis right here. A reluctant A tier spot. He's on the lower end of A tier. Like, the more I've gotten a chance to use Jokic, Dirk, the more I don't like Anthony Davis. Like, there's a lot of people that are really comfortable with the card, that they've used him quite a lot, and they're just very comfortable with him. And if that's you and you really like using Anthony Davis for that reason, fair enough. But, like, I mean, I'm not even that much higher on AD than I'm on Hakeem. He's very slightly better, but it's very slight. Artis Gilmore should not be on this list because no one's got Gilmore yet. Why do I have Gilmore here? Gilmore likely, in all likelihood, Gilmore's probably D tier. He doesn't actually look awful. Baron Davis, I mean, he might just be the worst open point guard in the game. No Showtime dunks. Releases meh. Gold range, gold clamps. He's fine. I mean, he came out in January. He was alright. When he came out, he was good. He was a top 5 or 6 point guard in the game when he came out. Actually, to be fair, he was top 2 or 3 point guard. It's just that, like, 2 weeks later, he was like 6 or 7. And then now he's not top 30. He came out, basically, like, cards from September were still usable up until Season 4. And he came out right at the end of Season 3. And Season 4, the Rudy Fernandez day, The day they brought out Rudy Fernandez, the first Opal and Paxson Jimmy. They also brought out... I'm trying to think who else they brought out at the start of season 4 that day. Boogie Cousins. Markelle Fultz glitched. On that day, that one day changed the game. And Baron Davis was out a few days before that. Or he was out a week before that. And he just became outdated very, very quickly. Like, he was one of the best at what he did. And then it just went bad quick. Bill Russell. I mean, better than Bogut. So G tier. Not very good, though. Bill Walton, worthless. Walton's so bad, man. Ty actually made a point, and I think he's right. He was dead on the money when he was talking about the fact that the next Bill Walton card we get is going to be insane, because he actually does have a good release. Last year they gave him a tween, they gave him good dribble animations. Heck, last year they made him a point guard. But I think the next Bill Walton card we get is going to be really, really nice, because Bill Walton's had a few good cards in 2K. Like, he was good in 18. He was really good in 20, that Opal or Evo Opal, and he had a decent card in 17 as well, I think. And we got Billy. Billy's good. Billy's like B tier. Billy is good. He's the first Ascension boards actually half decent. I really wanted to get him. I've gone through like half my Ascension boards and I haven't even got to the top board yet. My Ascension look is awful this time. But the only card I've gotten with the Ascensions, I reckon I've gotten all the Ascension boards in all bar one season. There's only one season where I haven't got the final Ascension board. And I've gotten one Ascension reward all year. I'm really bad. I know some people have got 3 or 4 of them. Bob Lanier. I mean, he's like, imagine if they gave Moses Malone a terrible release. That's what Bob Lanier is. Not awful, though. Definitely a lot better than Bill. Brandon Roy, A tier? I think I'm fine with that one. Like, B-Roy obviously he's a good card. I don't think anyone is questioning that. He's like obviously a worse version of Tracy McGrady's Dark or Opal, I think. He's better in some ways, like he's better stats wise, but he doesn't quite have the length of T-Mac, and T-Mac's height and wingspan is a big part of what makes T-Mac in 2K, honestly. So, Brandon Roy, I do like the card. I have him. I occasionally use him. Like, for me, it's like between him and Clyde. Sometimes I prefer Clyde, sometimes I prefer Roy. Especially if I'm on playing on next gen. If I'm playing current gen, Roy makes my team, no questions asked. But I'm just not... He doesn't really suit my playstyle. He doesn't have quite the length I need in a cone. And on next gen, like, you're going to call me crazy, but I can say this. Like, I would rather use Lionel Messi. And if you don't know who Lionel Messi is, it's Lionel Simmons, who is just God tier. And his name is Lionel, spelled the same way as Messi, so I'm just calling him Lionel Messi, because Messi's the GOAT. And Lionel Simmons is a GOAT. Cedric Maxwell, A tier. Maxwell is either underrated or overrated by everybody. And there is nobody that doesn't either think Maxwell is one of the best wings in the game, still, or doesn't think he was terrible and not worth getting. I think as far as the rewards have gone for Unlimited, I still will say it. He's the number 3 reward in the game because of the time they were released. Paul Pierce was by far the best card in the game when he came out. By far. Like, nobody got Steph Curry till like week 5 because it was so hard in season 1. Pierce was by a mile. And you can say what you want about Allen Houston. He was just auctionable and he's iconic. Allen Houston's more iconic, he's auctionable. Pierce was way better than Allen Houston. So Pierce is the best player by far in the game when he came out. And then I think you can then argue next it was probably McHale, who was still very, very... He was the best big man in the game when he came out, but AD came out like a week later. And then we got AD and Hakeem like back-to-back weeks. And then Cedric Maxwell was probably the 2nd or 3rd best wing in the game, maybe? Actually, no, he was top 5 wing in the game when he came out. Definitely better than the Michael Red we have this season. I didn't even do a gameplay on Michael Red because I'm just like, he's bang average. He's literally Kawhi without the defense. Like, that's literally what Michael Red is. CP3, I like his release on very quick, but he's a 6-foot tall point guard, so I can't put him above E tier. And I mean, like, we're 10 minutes into this. Is he the worst player left? No. Tony Parker, you are a trash can. You are so much worse than Chris Paul. Like CP3 at least is kind of, he's got a really, really good release. Is there anyone? I'm sorry, but because of how expensive he is, I have to put Fred VanVleet in worthless tier. He's a moments card, so he's rare, so he does hold a little bit more value, so I'm going to have to put him in worthless tier. Is there anyone else that I want to put down in this tier? If I had the other Dame Lillard, the other Dame same as Baron Davis. I think, are there any ones I really hate? Are there any of these cards I really, really hate? I mean, I hate Spencer Haywood, but he's objectively good on current gen. No, I think I got my worthless tier sorted. We got Weber, B tier. C tier. He's the only way you can effectively use Chris Webber right now is using him as a 3-point specialist, because his release is unbelievable. Kemba base, it is class, but there's a big problem with Chris Webber. His defense is borderline unusable right now. So again, we've brought it to 2K DB. Dude has got 83 lateral quickness, 76. Not the biggest deal in the world, but he's got 83 lateral. You gotta put, he comes with goal clamps, you gotta put range on him. He's just a catch and shoot player. He really is on both gens. I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he is absolutely terrible, but I think C tier is fine for him. Clyde A. Clyde is offensively better than Cedric, especially on next gen. Defensively, Cedric's way better. I think Cedric's the best out of the 3-2 guards we have here on A tier, but it goes probably Cedric, and then a tiny gap, and then preference between Clyde and Brand Roy. I know some people prefer Brand Roy. I prefer Clyde, so I can't separate them in tiers. Dame. This Dame right here, he got half blinded, but can't curry, so you can't make the most of it. I'll go D tier. He's good. He's good enough, but he is a 6'3" point guard. And in an age of Magic Johnsons running around, you can't put him much higher than this. D-Rob, getting S tier. D-Rob really is the best Opal center in the game. Actually, I forgot Giannis is a primary center. So he's the second best. He's the second best Opal center in the game, but he's still elite. He's still absolutely elite. I'm still going to use him in my squad potentially for the rest of the year. Yeah, we're going to get better. There's going to be better centers, but I don't know how long it's going to be until we get a 15k center that's better than D-Rob. And I'm not spending more than that. I've decided the way my team's going to line up. I'm going to run D-Rob at center and Mel Daniels as my backup center, his Dark Matter. And I don't need to look at a center for the rest of the year. Heck, I don't need to look at a player the rest of the year. My team is sorted. I got Lionel Messi at the 2. I'm running Ray Allen at the 3 because I'm playing on next gen. Those two guys have half blinders. Got Wall at the 1. Probably will need to get a new point guard at some stage when the taller guys come through, but Walls does the job for now. Wes at the 4. D-Rob at the 5. Mel Daniels at the 5. The bench Chicken Man at the 4. I can't remember if we got the 3 and the 2. And then we got Yuta at the 1. The 5'9" GOAT from Japan. But Delph Shrimp, B tier. He's so good on next gen. He's better than Jameson on next gen. He's way better than Jameson on next gen. I would put him in A tier, but I know people are going to go crazy if I put Delph Shrimp in A tier. So I'm going to put Delph Shrimp in B tier, but man, Delph Shrimp, if you were on next gen, you know the true power of this guy. He's way better than a Larry Bird. So he might get moved up. Screw it, I'm moving him up. Nah, there's too many guys in A tier. He's the best in B tier. He's the best in B tier just because he's a next gen god. But Dirk, A tier. Is Dirk? Yeah, I don't want to put 3-4 players in a position. I don't like Dirk's release, but he's alright. Like Dirk does a lot of really, really good things on the floor. It's just for me, he's just not for me. There's some cards that don't really suit you. I know some people again don't like, say, a Jokic, whereas I do much prefer a Jokic to a Dirk. But it's just preference at this stage. Dirk is really good though. Then we got Donald. He's one ahead of Dame. He's definitely better than Dame. He's going C tier. Yeah, I think that's a fair spot for him. Half clamps, half blinder. Say not half blinders. He doesn't have blinders at all. Half clamps, half range. Really good dunker. He's a slightly downgraded Dark Matter Rose. Okay, Donovan Mitchell. I don't know why I'm looking there. It should be here. I mean, 6'1", but he does have a 6'10" wingspan, so I can't put Donovan Mitchell a tier below Bill Russell. And you guys might be wondering, like, why I'm like more. So I'm probably putting small point guards lower now than I would have put them a couple of weeks ago. And it's just that I know for a fact how overpowered Magic Johnson can be. And then they're also, it used to be, okay, you can switch matchups. And now all these like God tier Dark Matter cards are coming out with like an 80 something post hook. And I am telling you, you can lose a game by running a small point guard now and just be eaten alive by taller players. And also, there are, when you have an opportunity for taller player, you might as well use a taller player. Okay, Dwayne Wade. C tier? No, actually, Dono, you go up. You're a god. You go up to B tier. D Wade, C tier. He's I mean, he's good on current gen. His pink diamond's the same card as him. Next gen, trash. Straight up garbage man on next gen. Fat lever. Fat lever. Again, I have not used this card, so it is tough for me to put him in a tier. But he might be the best little point guard in the game. And if you guys don't know why I'm saying that, let me bring up 2KDB. This is, again, I could be wrong. This is one where I will say it. Like, if I've never used a card, I'll say I've never used the card. I've never used Fat Lever before. I have not been on account with Fat Lever. I'm not sure anyone has him yet. I assume people have. It's only 250 wins. But 97 speed, 97 acceleration, gold showtime, half range, half clamps. And they gave the dude X and base. Upper 37 is Zion, which is an unbelievable upper. They gave him Pro 2, Pro 4 escape. So, like, there's no reason that he isn't just going to be a smaller Luka, but better defensively. So, yeah, Fat Lever B tier. Downtown Freddie Brown. It's D or E. I'm going to put him in E, but he's a good E card. He's a good E tier card. I wouldn't ever use him, but he's not awful. Peyton. See, I think Peyton's actually better on next gen than Wade, but he's not as good as Wade on current gen. He's great for his time. Start of season 4 when he came out in the token market, he was elite. He really was. Like, you were seeing people still run him at 250k. Peyton really was elite. Peyton and Wade were the two where most people starting and backup point guards for it. Was the last, even the last 250k qualifier, there was most people starting and backup point guards. Of course, not DBG starting and backup point guards because Isaac Bonga and I can't even remember. I have like Petrie was my backup point guard or something. Yeah, Petrie and Isaac Bonga were my 2 point guards for the last 250k quals. And we got Giannis. B? No, A. I was about to say, I was like, I don't like him. I really don't like Giannis. And people can stop complaining that I'm disrespecting Giannis. The best Galaxy Opal in the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I always said it. I was like, I love Giannis. I just don't like these specific cards. And yeah, whatever. You give him Phil Jackson and he goes up to whatever. Like, what is it? Like a 95 or 93 ball. Still no range extender. This card here with gold range. Man, yesterday's drop really was something else, wasn't it? S tier for Giannis. Then we've got Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. I'm starting to like Hakeem more. I've used him a few times since he's gone cheap on next gen. I actually do kind of like Hakeem. He was really good when he came out. Obviously, him and AD is a debate. I think if I'm on next gen, I take Hakeem over AD, but I don't want to put too many centers in A tier. I think most people would have AD over Hakeem, so B tier. Hito Takalu. I mean, he moves on next gen. His release is garbage. If 2K release, the way Hito moves on next gen, him and Kevin Durant move different. I'm telling you that right now. If you've played an next gen, you know what I mean. Him and Kevin Durant move in a different way to everybody else. And there's no guys in the game that move like they move. And it's just, so far, it's only the two of them specifically. If they gave Hito, and you don't even need X on base. If they did a AK on it and went from Aldridge base and gave him 98, if Hito base 98, Hito's S tier. But his release is so, he's base 11, or Aldridge base, same thing. But it's so bad that I can't put him above E tier. Like, it's so bad. And I'm annoyed because Hito's iconic. This Hito card is iconic, and 2K made him garbage. They changed the release of Odom. If they give him Paul George base, he goes to A tier. They give him 98 or X him, he goes to S tier. But they still gave him ultra pace. They changed it on Odom for his pink diamond. Didn't change it on Hito for his opal, especially for a card this iconic. Absolutely embarrassing. They're ruining the legacy of Amethyst Hito. Jamal Murray, he's in this tier. He's better than these. He's way better than these guys. He's going C tier. Harden, B tier. I like Harden. I don't love Harden. His release is not great on next gen, but he's fine. He's underrated on next gen. Like, people are talking about him on next gen like he's a scrub. He's not a scrub. He's a decent card, but he's not a scrub by any means. He's not great either. Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin's on that Wade and Peyton tier. I think Jeremy Lin might be better than Peyton. Jeremy Lin's actually better stats-wise than Don Ole and badges-wise. I just think Don Ole feels better. Like, you can argue Jeremy Lin's the best point guard on this list. We've got 4 of them here. Jeremy Lin is the best of them all. He's just kind of underrated. Jerry Sloan. I have not used him, so I don't know where to put him. But, like, from looking at Jerry Sloan's definitely not going where I left him right there. I'm just bringing up his stats on MTDB. So, like, if you're looking at Jerry Sloan, the guy's got 32 hoffs. He's got 93 speed, half showtime, half range, half clamps, half quick for his step. He's got base 70 on quick, which I really like on next gen. It's alright on current gen. Pro 2, not a great behind the back, but again, it's Hall of Fame blinder. So, like, you're looking at, like, a 6'5", juiced up Tobias Harris in terms of shooting, and I really like that Tobias Harris card. The question is, like, do I put him in A tier or do I put him in B? I think he's a little bit too small for a wing to put him in A tier. And I don't think he's quite as good as a Clyde Drexler, but he's probably better on next gen. But on current gen, I think it's a tough one. I'm going to put him in B tier, but he's really good. He doesn't have as much hype as like a Terry Dishinger, but he is still really good. Or a Kermit. Jimmy's so meh. He's fine. He's fine. He's C tier. Hondo. I am going to leave till the end. I don't know. I don't know. Because of the cards we've got, I really don't know. John Wall. If we've got... He's A tier. He's A tier. I was like, I'm not... Again, I have the card. I don't like him that much, but he's A tier. As far as point guards go, he might be the best, like, little point... Or, like, undersized point guard in the game. Like, 6'5" or under. Actually, saying he might be. He's not as good as Juan Carlos Navarro. But Juan Carlos Navarro no longer goes into S tier. Yes, he is a pro-am player's dream. The amount of, like, elite guys I've come up against with Calder or with Navarro, and I just can't deal with them, especially on current gen. And if they are used to that base 98 on quick with his handle and just everything about him and his dunking and his showtime, in the right hands, he is absolutely incredible. And it's a Hondo situation. Like, if you're going to say Hondo's S tier, I think you have to say Juan Carlos Navarro's S tier. And I'll wait until the end where I put Hondo, because I think Hondo and Navarro, I think you might argue Navarro's better than Hondo, honestly, but it's close. Julius Randle. I was pleasantly surprised with Julius Randle. I was pleasantly surprised. He is a really good card. He is really, really good. Like, the guy's got like 34 hops. He's got like showtime, gold range, a great release, so many defensive badges. Like 85 plus in everything that matters. Like, he is... I mean, he's probably the best card here in this tier. He's like what I hoped Spencer Haywood would have been. He's like a million times better Spencer Haywood. He's incredible. Kawhi Leonard. I mean, you kind of have to put Kawhi in S. He really is the best on next gen. On current gen, he's still very, very good. I will say this though. I prefer Malik Sealy on current gen, but Kawhi is definitely better, way better on next gen. And Kawhi is also better on... He's also better than Lionel Messi on next gen. And I had to even think about it. I was considering that last time. I was like, is Messi better than Kawhi? Because I do think MPJ based on very quick is better than Ray Allen on quick, but no, Kawhi's still better. Kermit, A tier. A tier. The reason why Kermit is A tier, I have an S tier in my last tier list, but they're in the overall players. There's a guy I think who just does the same job as Kermit, but just better. Just way better coming up. Durant. S. I really like KD. I think KD is still one of the more underrated cards in this game. I still think he deserves to be top tier for most players. And just the way he moves on next gen is crazy. Okay, I'm trying to fill the lower tiers. Wait, how did you slip through the cracks? You are a trash can. You are a worthless player. Blue Hudson. Russell Westbrook. Unfortunately, like, I don't think Westbrook's as good as these guys here. I think he's a little bit below. He's good, though. He's good. I think he's a little step below these guys. Westbrook is good, though. I think D tier is a fair spot for him. Trying to fill out again. We have 2 Jokic's. We don't need 2 Jokic's. I forgot. I did not mean to do that. Who's in these lower tiers? Wilt. I mean, with the burst on... I mean, I can't separate Wilt and Russell because it's personal preference. I prefer Russell, but it's personal preference there between these 2 guys. Peja. I mean, I think Jimmy Butler offers more than Peja. Scottie Pippen, I'm putting in C tier. As far as these cards go, his release is okay. I don't like just the way he feels in game. I've used him a few times. And if you want to argue in a competitive setting, would you use Scottie over Jameson or Billy Cunningham? I would. I think I would. But the problem is that I do not ever want to be in a competitive setting again. If I'm running an unlimited game, which even having fun, just playing, relaxing, I know I have an 80% chance of winning. Would I rather use Scottie Pippen or a Billy Cunningham? Billy Cunningham 100% of the time. Jerry Sloan 100% of the time. And Scottie's inability to create a shot. One of the best defensive players in the game. If you can get used to his release, you just need a defender and someone who just stand on the wing and hit an occasional jump shot. Scottie is probably one of the best players, but he is just so boring that I'm putting him in C tier. Pierce is C tier as well. Pierce is not good. Pierce might be... No, he's C tier. He's C tier. I can't, with a straight face, say Pierce is better than Scottie. Trying to think who else is in these. Are there anyone else in these lower tiers? Shaquille O'Neal is a D tier or C tier. I'm not sure with Shaq. He's a way better version of Wilt and Bill Russell. I'm going to put him in C tier. Because, again, he is just kind of like this niche player. He can be ultra cheesy. It's the same with Yao Ming, who I don't have on this list. I'm going to just say bang smack in the middle guys that are just ultra cheese balls. Rick Barry, I get it. I do get it. I get it. Onus around you in 250k doesn't mean you're a good card. It really doesn't. He's just so outclassed right now. Like, if you guys want to know what I mean by Rick Barry is outclassed, he's a 2-guard. So, it's not like there are... it's not like a Weber scenario where there are not that many absolute snipers at power forward position to do what Weber does. Actually, you know what? Thaddeus Young is better than Chris Webber. You go into D tier. Thaddeus Young is better than Webber. Rick Barry, 70 in Hoffs. And if you are looking at them, like, he gets like no defensive badges, no playmaking badges, no defense whatsoever. Which is crazy. And for any of you guys that are going to say, but he's an Opal, he's better than Thaddeus Young for Chris Webber. I'm just comparing Webber to Webber. Chris Webber versus Thaddeus Young. 44 versus 46 badges. Webber in there most total stats. Oh, I'm wrong. I'll admit it, I'm wrong. Thaddeus, actually, no, I'm not. Thaddeus Young's so much better on defense and can curry and can create. But it's debatable. Stats-wise, I actually did not realize Webber was this well-rounded on offense. But Webber's defense is pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. I would still take Thaddeus Young over him, but let's move him back up to C tier. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Webber. But yeah, for me anyway, I would not use Webber's just kind of spot up shooter. But yeah, it's subjective who's better, him or Young. It's close. So I do apologize to all you Webber stans who have locked in. Yao Ming. Because I'm going to put Yao Ming in E tier, and let me explain why. This is the exact card, is the exact same as the diamond. Do not buy this card, and under any circumstances, do not buy this card. There might be a new tier of just do not buy for Yao Ming. And Clyde Thompson will go into that tier as well. But Clyde, B. I mean, he shoots the ball well. He plays really good defense. And he creates a little bit better than Scotty. So, yeah. B tier for him. Okay, so Kevin McHale. McHale, B tier. It's hard to put him in a tier. Like, he's definitely in a tier above Shaq and Weber. And he's also probably not as good as Hakeem, but he's also definitely not on a higher tier. So I think B tier is a fair spot for him. Larry Bird, A tier. Chicken Man, his release is cash on both gens. He's better on next gen than he's on current, definitely. Weird hitch in his jump shot on next, but if you can get used to it, he's fantastic. Exceptional card. LeBron James. I'm gonna get heat for this. I don't like him. He doesn't shoot in the corners on current gen. Yes, he's got Showtime. He's only got... Does he have all for gold Showtime? He's only got gold clamps. He's very solid on defense. You know what? If Giannis is here, I have to put LeBron in A tier. I have this LeBron. I think LeBron's better than Giannis. I don't like either of them, though. Luka Doncic, Magic Johnson, both A tier or S tier. Luka and Magic, in my opinion, still to this day, the two best point guards in the game. Although Pete Maravich is coming up. He's coming. But Magic Johnson, Hall of Fame deep hooks on current gen, and on next gen, he just moves borderline like Hito and KD. His just movement is crazy. Luka Doncic, X on base, especially on next gen. X on base, decent defense, 6'7" point guard, just insanely good card. These guys, no question, two best point guards in the game. Mel Daniels, S tier. Even like this is non-Evo Mel Daniels because we're looking at opals, but Mel Daniels non-Evo'd is just better Kermit Washington. He's just Kermit Washington with a boosted 3-ball. That's basically what he is. He's better Kermit Washington. You know what? Maybe he's not. He's Kermit and Curry. And his 3-ball is only +3. His Dark Matter is definitely an upgrade over Kermit. I'm going to swap him. I'm going to bring Kermit up. I'm going to bring the Frog up into S tier. So I'm just trying to think. I'm like, I've only really used Mel Daniels once. The rest is Dark Matter, is no doubt about it, would be an S tier, but this is not a Dark Matter tier list. Jordan. A, yeah, A definitely. What am I saying? He's obviously A. He has the Jordan defensive stance. He's got a lot of good things going for him. Yes, I may not be as high on his like Pantheon, Dark Matter, or Jordan cards in general, but he's A tier. Michael Redd. I mean, he's like Kawhi with less defense. A tier. Like, that's literally just what he is. I mean, if you're on next gen, you could argue maybe S tier. But A tier. Moses Malone, A. Jokic, S. I am so high on Jokic. In my opinion, the second best Opal center on this, well, that we've seen so far. I'll make sure I have not missed anyone yet. But yeah, Jokic is really good in my opinion. Jokic versus Dirk is personal preference. Moses Malone is just a really nice shooter, good defender. A little bit small, but that's it. For me, he's just better. He's just like equal, or if not better, AD. Pau. Is Pau as good as Mikal? I'm going to put Pau in B tier. Really good limited reward. The best one we've seen probably since Jaylen Brown. I really like the card. Paul George, S. He's no longer the best auctionable card in the game because these two guys exist, but I mean, these two guys and D-Rob are, in my opinion, the three best opals, and then it's probably Paul George, and after discovering the power of Magic Johnson, I might put Magic Johnson there. Kind of round out the top 5 auctionable opals, or top 5 opals in the game anyway. But yeah, Paul George, Curry slide, elite release, great dunker, great defense, one of my favorite cards. Rudy Larusso. I am putting him into worthless tier because he's the worst value player in the history of my team. Do not do him. I don't care if he's good. I really don't care if he's good. It costs 8 pink diamonds, 4 of which having to be original owners, Just do not do Rudy Larusso. Like, you can get guys that do very, very similar things to Rudy Larusso for 30k. And he costs like 70k worth of lock-ins and a bunch of original owners. Just don't do it. Haywood, C tier. I mean, he's not objectively better than Bob Lanier. He's really good on current gen though. Like, if you're on current gen, you're probably putting him in B tier. For me, he doesn't move on next gen. It's like, it's not quite Magic Johnson level of just walking. He just moves really slowly on next gen. Steph Curry. Steph, I love you, but you're D tier. Like, he just is. He just is. I get he's got Steph Curry release. All of these guys are better than him in theory above at that point guard position. They really are. They always have something better. He's just too little. He's just too little right now. Tracy McGrady. Borderline. He's definitely borderline. S&A. He's really, really good. Actually, I think we have it sorted. Because Vince Carter is going B tier. Wes Unsel's going A tier. And then I'm going to bring Havlicek, or Wes Unsel's going S tier. I'm going to bring Havlicek into A tier. Just so that we don't double up and have 2 rows of S tier players. And we've capped our S tier off at, I want to cap it at 10. We've capped it at 11. I'll move Kermit down 1. We've capped it at 10. We are our top 10 right here. So, yeah, that is the list. Vince Carter, I don't rate very highly. I really don't. I don't think he's much better than Clyde. I just don't like his release. And Hondo, if you are a Pro-Am guard, Hondo is S tier with 98 on quick. But, like, I've played a few Pro-Am guys over the last couple of days on current gen. And it seems like the Pro-Am guys are running everything through AK now anyway. So, there's just better version. Like, most Pro-Am guys I've seen are either using Juan Carlos Navarro and AK. No one's really using Hondo anymore. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the tier list. So, obviously, no one's seen this card yet. And I haven't even been able to see anyone use him. We don't know exactly what he's going to be like in game. At least I've watched gameplays of the other guys. And I've used almost all these. So, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. A reminder that if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. Channel for 240k. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. It is about to hit midnight. And I am about to take a well-deserved 12-hour sleep after the last couple of days of work. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.